And whenever people come to me and they doubt their salvation, it's always a doubt that is based or predicated upon their own lives. They're not doubting God necessarily. They're doubting themselves. They're doubting that maybe God can forgive what they did. Yeah, but Pastor, you don't know what I did. You don't know what I did. Yeah, I know. I don't know what you did, but I know what he did. Amen. And he suffered. And he suffered terribly with your sin on the cross. And it was enough. What he did was enough. And you know, if there's anybody here who ever doubts your salvation, if you go through periods of doubt, I want you just to know something. You need to get over yourself. You need to stop thinking about yourself. And you need to put your mind on what Jesus did on the cross and fixate on him. That is the solution. I'm telling you, that's the solution to doubt about salvation. But the enemy, of course, is going to be trying very, very hard to get you to think about yourself, especially when you make mistakes. Now look what you did. Boy, you boned up this time. I think you just went over the point of no return. And that's what the enemy wants to do. He wants you to think that you're reprobate. In other words, beyond hope as it relates to salvation. And you're not. But that's what he's going to try to get you to believe. But guess what he uses to get you to believe that? He uses your own self-focus against you. Because we're all born with a self-focus. I'm focused on myself just as much as you're focused on yourself. And it's a curse. I'm telling you, self-focus is a curse. And the enemy will exploit it at every turn. At every turn. And the only answer is to die to self. And that's a work of the Spirit that we invite in our lives. But that's the answer. You have to die to self. Lord, I offer myself up as a living sacrifice. I put myself up on the altar because I need to die. This self, this old flesh, this self-directed, all about me thinking process that I'm just wallowing in. I need to be rid of it. I confess it. I ask you to forgive me and I ask you to help me think about you. To set my mind on things above, not on things below. And I know that's so much easier said than done. And God knows that's so much easier said than done. So don't sit there and feel condemned. He knows. God knows. He knows how tough it is. And he knows that you can't do it on your own. Bottom line, you can't. You can't get over yourself on your own. It takes his power, his strength, his grace within you. And you have to just cry out. And sometimes you have to get so sick and tired of yourself that you cry out. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been so sick of who you are and what your potential is to mess up and to do stupid things that you just cry out to God and you just say, God, I just can't stand it anymore. I hate what I've become. I hate what I see when I look in the mirror. And that's not self-loathing from the standpoint of I'm going to do something stupid, like take my own life. It's simply recognizing in me the fact that there is a heart that is deceitfully wicked and beyond cure. And that I can't do anything to solve it. My hope, you see, is that he can. And that's where hope lives and ought to live in all of us. Jesus, you are working in me a work of grace to change me from who I am to who you want me to be. And I want to yield to that more and more every day. I want to yield to that work, because I believe that it's a good work you're doing, Verse 13, but the Lord